Alright, hey, welcome track guys. I wanted to cover some of our flexibility work here, and this is called Egoscue. And I mentioned in practice that if you come online here and watch this video, you'll get a much better idea for how to do this stuff, and you'll see some great pictures. And so I'm going to go through what we've got here first of all. Alright, so what we've got here are our standing arm circles. This is the first exercise in our Egoscue routine for flexibility. And if you look at the picture here, we've got two sets of 40 repetitions. The first set, when you're standing there, our arms are out to the side, we want our palms facing upward and our fingers curled backwards. Right here, you can see that right there. Now you can see where I'm looking on the screen. Fingers curled. Our thumbs pointed backwards, our arms are out, and we are doing a backwards mini circle. Alright, 40 times quickly. Make sure your feet are lined up in a straight line. Alright, everything should be in a nice straight line coming down here. If you're not lined up straight, then that's when we start to have issues. Okay, so make sure everything is in a nice straight line there. Alright. Our second set, we're going to put our palms down and our thumbs are forward. Right here, you can see this, and now we're moving forward, or we're making short mini circles forwards towards our thumb first and then back. And again, everything is in a nice straight line right here. And that's really important to get everything lined up as a sprinter so that you don't waste any energy going in the wrong direction. Spider-Man's is our next exercise, and you can see our position here. We're going to be walking back and forth while we're down on the ground here. We want to do, we'll do 1 or 2 sets of this. It depends on the distance, but we want to get in at least 10 repetitions. Repetition is right leg is 1, then to your left leg is the second. Okay? And as you walk forward, here's what's important. You see how far the front leg is placed out in front of his knee. Alright? This is straight 90-degree angle right here. Okay, you don't want this foot back here with your toe down. You don't want it out here in front. All right, straight down as we bring that back leg up. All right, our back leg, you can notice here, we want to keep that as straight as possible and have our toe down there. Okay, and another coaching point is this inside elbow needs to try as much as possible and get down to the instep of this foot. Okay, and we're just going to walk forward 1, 2, 3 with each hand, and then lift that back leg up and over, and it becomes our next step as we move forward in this. So we're crawling along the ground like Spider-Man, and we want to get 10 of these in. Okay, we'll do these 20 times. In a stork walk, you put your hands straight out in front of you. Okay, just like that. All right. And as you're walking, you're gonna, this is nice and slow controlled motion. Bring up each leg into this position right here. Okay, we got our leg in this position, and our foot is hanging straight down. The temptation of a lot of you is to pull that heel back. You don't want to avoid that temptation. Keep the heel straight down and the toe straight forward. So we have this nice alignment right here. Okay. As we put our foot into the ground, okay, you can go heel and roll it straight forward into the toe. All right, heel, roll straight into the toe, and we'll bring this next leg up to do the same position on the other side. So it's nice and slow and smooth, and I'll be watching from the front. So as somebody's walking from the front, let's say this is your knee right here, and this is your ankle and your foot right here. It should all be in a line, and your leg goes back there, okay? So if I notice your knee is here and your foot is out here, that's not lined up straight. Okay, we want to make sure everything is lined up nice and straight. So our next exercise is called inchworms, and these are favorites of everybody. I know that. That's why I always make sure we do them. Inchworms. So you're starting in this position right here, okay? And if you've ever done yoga, you'll know that this is a yoga position here. Alright, I haven't done yoga enough to know what it's called, but I do know it is a yoga position, okay? You want your back in this concave position here. You're on your toes, okay? Your knees should not be touching the ground. There should be some space there between your knees and the ground. Okay, hands in a push-up position. Notice your fingers should be pointed straight forward. Head is straight up, looking straight forward. This is your starting position. Okay, if you want, you can even actually look back and upward into the ceiling to get a little added flex. Okay, from here, we're going to walk with using our toes and ankles only. We do not want to bend the knees. All right, if you bend your knees walking forward, you are relieving your hamstrings of all this chance to improve flexibility. So walking up on our toes as far as we can go, and you're going to get to this position right here, which in yoga is called downward dog. But you're going to keep walking as far as you can go. If you can get your feet all the way up, some of the guys we've had do this in the past can actually walk their feet all the way up in between their hands. It's unreal. But every day, if you keep working on this and walk it up more and more, you'll eventually get farther and farther, and it really helps with your hamstring flexibility. Keep your head down right in between your arms right there. Our next exercise right here are supine foot circles and point and flexes. And this exercise is really good at strengthening your ankle, stabilizing your hip. It's going to help prevent shin splints, which, trust me, you do not want. Those are very painful. Okay, you're going to lay down on the ground. One leg is going to be out right here, straight, flat to the ground. Toe needs to be pointed straight up in the air. All right, it doesn't need to be flopping over to the side or inside. Straight up in the air, just like that. All right, the other leg you bring up, hold your hand behind the knee, and we're doing circles. We're going to do 40 circles clockwise, then we're going to do 40 circles counterclockwise, and then finally we're going to do a point and flex. All right, back and forth 40 times. Our next exercise is called free crunches. And again, this works stabilizing your hips as well as strengthening your core. Okay, the first set, you're going to do 2 sets. We started off of 25 repetitions. The first set, you're going to want your right leg curled over your left. All right, so straighten out your legs as much as possible. When you start, it's okay to have a little bit of bend in the knee. The more bend in the knee you have, and the more you bring that knee back, the easier it's going to be to do this crunch. All right, the straighter you can get your legs out there at this angle, the more difficult it's going to be. All right, hands are going to be behind your head, elbows straight out to the side. This is very important that you have those elbows straight out to the side. It's going to increase your range of motion. And you're going to crunch. You want to raise your shoulders right here. You're trying to get those shoulder blades straight up to the ceiling. We're not trying to crunch this way. We're trying to crunch straight up to the ceiling. So you do 25 of those with right over left, and then you do 25 with left over right. Our next exercise is mountain climbers. These are pretty simple and straightforward. You're going to have your hands down underneath your shoulders, fingers straight forward. Don't have your arms out here or back under here. Want them straight down. This practice is a good starting position. Toe up, all the way up underneath your chest as far as you can go. All right, back toe, back leg, straighten as far as you can straighten it. This is your starting position. On go, you're going to switch your feet as quickly as possible. Okay, and back and forth. Keep going for 30 seconds. We'll do this 3 times. It's real quick. When I see guys get lazy, they stop bringing this foot up as far as they can, or they don't kick this foot as far back. But if you really get that full extension of flexibility, you're really going to help your running stride. All right, our final Egoscue exercise is air bench, all right, or wall squats. We're going to squat against the wall, thighs at 45 degrees parallel. Your heels, again, everything needs to be lined up. It's all going to be shoulder width, okay? Heels, knees, hips, everything in a line, shoulder width. If you can do this without, we want to try and keep our hands off our knees. We don't want to lean forward. All right, again, notice toes are pointed straight forward on this exercise. Anytime we're doing any kind of flexibility, we want to be careful that we pay attention to where our feet are going. If we start to do a lot of stuff with our toes out or in, it can train our body to start running with toes out or in. You might notice you do that already. Anytime you get away from keeping everything in line, you take away the opportunity for speed and stride length and stride rate. So, which is what speed is, stride rate times stride length. So make sure everything is in a nice straight line, and I'll walk around checking you on that distance, about 6 inches. So that concludes our Egoscue routine. I hope you guys watch this. It will be of great help if you do, and really take the time to do these the right way. We set aside time and practice to focus on these, and it will definitely help you as well as prevent injury. All right, see you guys later.